The Etiquette Dinner is offered by the Career Development Center to offer students the opportunity to feel what it's like to be in a professional business setting, engaging at the table, handle tricky foods, learning how to make small talk, how to have a proper handshake. Students who attend the Etiquette Dinner walk away feeling very confident in themselves and their ability to engage with others in a professional dining environment. Even though students may not have an interview over a meal, all of them will be dining with colleagues and supervisors, so it's a really positive way for them to differentiate themselves from others. Each table is hosted by a professional who serves as the host, and they are typically alumni or friends of the university. They help facilitate the conversation and create an environment so it feels like a professional dining experience.
I am alumni, proud to be alumni at Kutztown University, class of '92. I also am involved in a number of activities on campus. I learned about Etiquette Dinner when I was still a student at Kutztown. That was ages ago. It was very new in its infancy, and I was the guinea pig for the event. So now the table's kind of turned around, so I'm the industry professional, and I have a chance to actually talk to the students now. And I do enjoy doing that. It also provided an opportunity for me to get the pulse of how Kutztown University is doing through the students' perspective. A lot of time on campus ground, there's a lot of academia, a lot of tests, and a lot of projects, and they're very focused on just that, just a letter grade. And they totally miss that. They're not going to be professional students. Now, they're going to have to graduate one of these days. So they need to actually prepare themselves. And to do that, you have to bring in industry folks to say, hey, this is what reality is like out there. Grades, they are important, but they're not everything.
Another regular event the Career Development Center offers for students is Mock Interview Mania Week. This is an opportunity for students to practice their interviewing skills with professional volunteers and get feedback from them on what they're doing well and some areas they need to work on to be a stronger interviewee. The alumni and friends of the university who volunteer for the Career Development Center events are invaluable. They help create a professional environment, so to students, it's not just an academic exercise, it's a real career development experience.
Well, the mock interview program is an excellent avenue for the students to be able to mature in their ability to interview. And to be quite frank, even seasoned professionals that have executive titles sometimes do not interview well. So this is a tremendous program that the college is providing for students to be able to see where the pitfalls are, to understand the point of interviewing, why people interview, and understand the goal of those hiring, to be able to separate themselves out and stand out in the myriad of individuals that are interviewing for the same exact position. The reason that I want to dedicate time back to Kutztown University is because after 23 years with a Fortune 500 company, the one thing that I drew from this is that unfortunately women have not learned to mentor or network with one another significantly. Men have this as almost an innate ability that they've taught one another. And so when I saw the opportunity to get involved with the program, I knew that it would benefit the students and that I would grow as well from it.
We are very busy, especially in this day and age, and it's important for us to give back to society. And a lot of time it comes down, it has to be coming within yourself. It has to be that fire that burns inside to make it happen. And you have to schedule time and just do it.
Definitely give back to Kutztown University. You will get out of it tenfold what you put into it, and I look forward to it every semester. You know, the interesting fact is that when I was a non-traditional student here, the classes were held off-site in Wyomissing, and so I didn't dine here, I didn't go to games here, I wasn't living here. But now, because I'm participating, I feel more connected to the university than ever, and it's a wonderful feeling to be part of this university.
Students really enjoy engaging with the professionals who come to campus. They learn a lot about their career past, their career history, and they truly appreciate the time and interest the professionals show in them.
Designathon is a 24-hour design event held by Kutztown University Communication Design, where students, faculty, and alumni come together and are paired up with nonprofit agencies, and they create design work for them that they might not be able to afford otherwise. But what I think really makes it great is that we have students that do their own giving back to the community on their own. But then we take the 90+ students and they give back to the community as a team, as a Kutztown University CD family. I know it sounds cheesy, but we really do kind of consider ourselves a little family. There's a lot of people involved in Designathon. Of course, it's the students that really do the majority of the work. They range from sophomores, juniors, seniors, and even occasionally a freshman makes their way in. The faculty oversees teams as well as the alumni come back. And we've had alumni that have just graduated maybe a year ago, as far as up to, I think, 11 years prior to the event. They get involved with bringing their expertise to each group and each project.
We get professional experience with real-world clients instead of just in the classroom. It's also really fun to spend a night with your friends designing. What really impressed me was probably my group members. I had a sophomore and a fellow junior, and they really helped me out through the entire night, coming up with ideas and brainstorming and creating a finished piece and all. My group was great.
Talent plays a big role in the Designathon event, but it comes in different forms. They have to have the confidence in their talent, not just their artistic capabilities, but also their design skills. And they take everything they've learned in every class that they've had in CD, and it all comes into this one design piece for their nonprofit agency.
The Red and Coral Society is a very small nonprofit organization with a very limited budget. Through the Designathon, we were able to receive 2 wonderful brochures. We loved the work that the students did for us. The talent and creativity they shared with us in the brochures was absolutely amazing.
Everyone who participates in Designathon, I think, benefits in some way. The nonprofit agencies, of course, benefit the most because they're getting amazing work done by very talented students. But also the students really get a lot out of it. They get the opportunity to work on a piece that is very real world. You know, they sit with the clients, they get the opportunity to ask them questions, and they produce a piece that is done in 24 hours that, you know, usually would take them maybe a couple weeks to a month to do in their actual classroom. So it's nice real world experience for them.
When participating in Designathon, we actually contribute to many nonprofits, and we're not only contributing the actual product, the brochure, the website, we're contributing our time and all our creative power into that.
Designathon is a lot of work, but it is also a lot of fun. The students get the opportunity to do amazing work, but at the same time, they're working alongside their peers, their friends. The students are exhausted, not sleeping at all practically, but in the end, they have a good time working alongside their peers and their friends, creating great work. And I know that a lot of the students that participate in Designathon will come back for years to come as alumni.
Would I do it again? Well, if you asked me the day after, I'd probably say no, but now I'd definitely say yes. It's a great experience.
When I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do in college, what I wanted to study, until my last semester of high school. I took physics, and right away I knew that's what I wanted to do, for the rest of my life. So I picked physics as my major. I came into Kutztown. I did really well the first year, and Dr. Doss asked me if I wanted to do research with him, and I jumped right on that opportunity. I said absolutely. So I've been doing research with him for about two and a half years now, and later this year I'm going to be submitting a paper to a top physics journal on which I will be the primary author. So I'm really excited to get that submitted and put in, and hopefully it'll be published before I graduate. Last year I applied to a grant called the NEAG Undergraduate Research Grant. It's a student grant, and I applied for it so I could go to an international conference in California for physics and participate in a poster session there. So I'd say around 10 people came around, including PhDs, grad students, recent PhD graduates. they came around and asked me about my poster, and I was able to answer all their questions and defend it very well. I actually went there while I was at a physics internship this summer down at Duke. And also the second half of this internship was in Geneva, Switzerland, working at CERN, the home of the Large Hadron Collider. So I would definitely say that being able to go to this conference and receiving that grant helped me get to that physics internship, which led me directly to CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. We worked under the ALICE experiment, which is one of the detectors there, doing lead-lead atom collisions. If I had to narrow it down, I think the highlight or the most exciting part of my experience this summer would be the Higgs boson update seminar that they held. And this was held in an auditorium that could hold about 300 people. Basically what happened was they announced the discovery of a new particle, and it's the Higgs boson, which is a particle that gives which gives all matter in the universe its mass. So that was an amazing experience, to be in the same room with all these Nobel Prize winning physicists and famous, scientists and physicists. So that was very interesting. It just felt surreal. I can't explain it any other way. I like being a Kutztown student because of the amount of attention I get from professors, not just me specifically, but everyone. You have a greater opportunity to interact with your professors, ask them questions. It's a nice, kind of like a family environment being here in the physics department. That's how close we are. We all know each other, and it's a great way to learn. This year I received the KU Alumni Board Scholarship. And originally I didn't even know it because I accidentally deleted the email notifying me I received this award. So it was a really nice surprise when I saw I had received this, and it's taken a whole lot of stress off of me because I'm so focused on doing my research, getting my paper published, studying for the GREs to get into a good grad school, and keeping my grades up, keeping everything under control. So I really have no free time to be able to work, like I did last year as a tutor. So, this scholarship is gonna really help me get into a good grad school, get into a good program and get my degree from a good school.